What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. I really feel like Ty Lue has a plan for John Wall. John Wall is definitely, signed with the Clippers now, definitely a part of the culture, part of the team. And I definitely think Ty Lue's plan that he has with John Wall is going to benefit the Clippers a lot more than even more so than what they think as a team. Because I think, one of the biggest plans with John Wall is to not really throw him out there to the wolves, kind of sort of get him, in VIX with the team and get, the chemistry and everything going, but, kind of reserve him as well because, Ty Lue knows one thing, that John Wall is a really good player. And, he's definitely, a top 10 point guard at the least when he's, at the top of his game. But, the thing is, we haven't seen John Wall at the top of his game, or at least to that level, in a while. So, I mean, when you look at John Wall right now, you have to kind of go off of, more or less what you saw about him in the past rather than who he might actually be today. So with that being said, as I talked about a couple videos ago about, him and Reggie Jackson are going, at it, competitively for the starting point guard position, even though there's no beef between them. But even still, I think it's not going to be as competitive as people think. I think, Ty Lue is really going to disguise John Wall, let Reggie run the point the way he's been doing for a lot throughout the season, and then allow, John Wall to work his way into that point guard position fully. And by that time, that would be somewhere near or around playoff time when they would need John Wall to be playing his best and build the chemistry with the team and play at a high level as a point guard, as maybe not quite as he once was, but at least play at a high enough level that can balance them out and make them the deadliest team in the postseason when it starts. And I think that's Ty Lue's plan with John Wall, and really it's really the only plan Ty Lue really should go after or do, because like I said, you're going off of John Wall, which you've seen a few years ago him play at a pretty decent level. You're not going off of what you've seen lately, because we haven't even seen John Wall play lately. So in the past year or a season ago or something like that. So this is my point, with John Wall, you got to kind of take it slow with him, because you don't want him to get re-injured or anything like that, because he's definitely had an injury history, and it's definitely, something that a lot of people know about, and who's ever followed the NBA or who's ever watched him or paid attention to him. So, I mean, you got to kind of take it easy, with John Wall, but at the same time, you got to get him in that rotation. You got to get him in connection with the team and everything, because the biggest thing he's going to have to learn how to do is to, of course, find those others. It's easy to find Kawhi and PG because they stand out so much because they're star players, Kawhi being a superstar. But my point is, he's going to have to learn how to find those others at times where it's going to make them a really complete team all the way around. And the others, I mean, Nicholas Batum's, those players, and Terrence Mann's. He's going to have to get good with Terrence Mann and Luke Kennard also. He's going to have to definitely build chemistry with those other guys, because, that's, of course, one of the main things. It's easy to play with superstars because they know their role and they know they just go out there and dominate. But when you have to get used to the role players on a team and get used to their likes and how they, like it, where they prefer the ball at maybe on the wing or the elbow or the, corner pocket of the perimeter, or however else, Terrence Mann cutting from the elbow straight to the basket, which would be more or less a backdoor pass, or, finding him cutting to the basket with a, quick pass in there, and he goes up for a two-hand dunk. I mean, it's little things like that, that John Wall's going to have to, learn. And this is what I'm saying. It sounds easy, but it's really not when you're, haven't played with a team, when you haven't built chemistry with them before, when you don't know them, and when you're trying to learn this team in the process of the same season that they're the team that's picked like number one to win a championship. You see what I'm saying? Like, the Clippers are like rated the best team in NBA to win a championship next year. I mean, they're up there. So it's like, the pressure and everything is alive, and it's definitely going to be on John Wall, because by playoff time, they're going to need at least 70% of the John Wall that he used to be. He don't need to be 100%, but if he could be 60 or 70%, somewhere in that, percentile, they would be, a really tough team to knock out, and it would be really hard, to seeing them not make the finals. At least it would be hard for them not to, because if he plays 60-70% of what he once was on this team, the way they're built, that might be all they really need out of him, because they don't really need his scoring. They need more of his assists. You know what I'm saying? Because they got plenty of scores. So really, John Wall can give them 14, 15 points a game with 8 assists. And that would be all they need out of John Wall. They don't need 20 and 10, 20 and 9, or 20 and 10 assists like he once averaged one point in time. They don't need that. They just need about 15. And like I said, 15 and 9 a game, somewhere in there. That'll suit the Clippers just fine. And like I said, John Wall can play like that. He's definitely, capable. But like I said, you definitely want to be careful with him because of his injury history. And I think it's only best that Ty Lue kind of works him in, give him, he could definitely be the starting point guard. Ty Lue likes to experiment with lineups and everything. So, one night you might see somebody in the starting lineup. The next night might be somebody else. So this, we'll see how it all unfolds. But it's going to be a sight to see because, like I said, just having a point guard like him there that can, change the game in a lot of ways because of how he plays and giving them a different dynamic of, scoring and just the ability of getting the ball, to the right people at the right time and, playing at a pretty high level is definitely what the Clippers have been missing. And I definitely think they can get that out of John Wall if he can stay healthy enough to do so. So I'm anticipating to see it. I'm anticipating to see, how Ty Lue, explores John Wall's talents with the rest of this team. Because like I said, the main thing is him getting really acclimated with the others. It's easy to get acclimated with superstar because it's not that hard for them. But the others are really the ones that's going to make, the difference. So let's just, see what happens. And let's see what John Wall can bring to the team and how much, consistency he can bring to the team. That's really what it's, going to boil down to, his consistency of giving them maybe 15 and 9 or, 17 and 10 or 17 and 8, 17 and 7 or whatever the case may be. Let's see what type of consistency he gives, because that's going to, really be a determining factor of whether he can stay in the starting lineup, consistently, or it's going to be like, a back and forth, alternate type thing between him and Reggie. And that's what, Ty Lue's going to figure out after a while. So let's see what happens and see how it goes. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Kelly out.